What's up, Patriots? It's me, Nashi, the Conservative Gamer. We are back again. This video is going to be about the Market Board, or as it is called in other games, the Auction House, such as WoW, or the Marketplace, or what is it in EVE Online? I think they call them Market Hubs there. Good old Jita. But this, in Final Fantasy, if you ever see it, it's titled MB, the Market Board. Whether you see it on Reddit or other YouTuber videos or anything like that, when it's referred to as the Market Board. Now, the Market Board is Final Fantasy XIV's version of where you buy everything and sell everything. And as you can see here, the Final Fantasy Market Board has a few good, I would say, features that some others don't have. It separates all the weapons for all the classes, whether it's Disciple of Hand, Disciple of Land, Disciple of War, Disciple of Magic. As you can see, they're all separated by their class. And you can dictate what level it is. For instance, I have a Pugilist. My Pugilist or Monk is up to level 50, so it'll naturally put 50, but you can make it higher or lower if you want to. And when you click on it, let's go to one I have 70 in, and here we go, I have one in 70, so this is all the axes available from basically level 1 to 70 that can be sold on the marketplace. Not obviously, not all the items that are in the game, but all the ones that can be on the market. Now some items, let me find one in my inventory here, like this one is market prohibited. Some items are market prohibited, which means they cannot be sold on the market board. As far as the armor is concerned, the armor is separated by slot instead of by class, because some armor can be worn by more than one class. For instance, all of the fending gear that has the fending suffix, which is basically just means tanking, is able to be worn by all the classes and jobs that are tied to tanking. For instance, Gladiator and Marauder, which are the classes, and the job versions of them, which are Warrior and Paladin, as well as Dark Knight. So they have these separated, they have a separate bar here that you can separate by class or job. You have it separated by items. There's a section that has items separated, so if you're looking for something to use in crafting or something you have to turn in, they're easily separated. And the last thing we have is the housing section. The Market Board has two significant features that are excellent as far as data that you can derive to help you figure out what you want to sell. For one, let's go to meals. We have the first bar up here at the top, which is a sort. Now this sort, you can sort by the amount of things that are on the market board or by the demand. And there are some other sorts as well, but the demand is the most important in my opinion. So we'll go ahead and sort by demand. As you can see, we have these hearts. Now these hearts are what level the demand is. Now as you can see, this one says demand 6, which means that it is extremely in high demand. Now the other feature that I love and I think is great about the Final Fantasy Market Board in particular is the History tab. Now you have the History tab here, which when you bring it up, it'll show you the past 20 purchases that were made on the Market Board and by the character that makes them. Today is the 7th, and this is a really good item. Looks like just today, you know, about half the slots, a bunch of people bought some. This person looks like they bought gold or transferred gil to another character, so this is one that's, you know, marked out. And you can see the prices and whether or not it is normal quality or high quality. A normal quality would just have this little section blank. Now, the demand numbers also change, so let's go to a lower demand item. As you can see, this one is a demand 1. Which means that it's in demand and it's been purchased recently, as you can see today, and a buttload yesterday by some guy. And you can even tell which types were purchased. The other great thing about the Market Board is its search function. Say you're going through your list of crafts that you have available. Let's just look at, say, ooh, I want to make one of these. So you can have these windows up at the same time, and you can search for let's say a visor of striking, and it comes up. It just happens to be the only one, but it comes up. We'll click on it and we say it sells for a little bit. Obviously it sells often. This is a nice cheap glamour item, and it kind of looks kind of cool, but more importantly you can see the things it takes to craft it. Now, to use the market board, to sell things on the market board, I should say, you have to have retainers. Now, you get retainers through the storyline. It unlocks them. The main story quests, which are MSQs, will generally unlock little bits and pieces of the game as you get through the story. After that, you can purchase retainers at retainer vocates. Now, every player gets 2 retainers by default. I have chosen to purchase 3 additional retainers per month because I do a lot of stuff on the market board. As far as retainers are concerned, you don't have to have them a certain level of class to sell everything. Every retainer comes with 20 slots available to sell things on the market. Now, when you are putting stuff up on the market, a pro tip that I try and use and tell people is to always select the sell items in your retainers inventory if you're actually thinking about putting things up. Now, it brings your retainers inventory up, but then you can just bring up your inventory as well and have them both out at the same time. You cannot access it the other way if you just put your items up. I have many items up, and it shows me what the costs and everything I have them up for. So let's put one up for example here. I have some Star Velvet that I made. So you would right click on the item, put up for sale, and then what you have here is compare prices. Now, comparing prices is sweet. It is basically just bringing up what is on the market board at the current time. Now, as you can see here, there are lots of, not very many Star Velvets, but they are very high priced. Now, if I wanted to do an advanced search, I could say I only have HQ ones, so I can just click, display only HQ items. And so now, the only items that are listed in my search here are only HQ items. And I'll go for the history to see what kind of items people buy the most often. Now, it looks like people buy mostly basic ones, but it also looks like people buy HQ ones as well. Now, this particular item is used to make some old glamour stuff and some new glamour stuff, and even a couple pieces of the newer endgame gears. So it's still relatively relevant, even though this is an older item. I will go ahead and I see one up here for 40, but there's 10 quantity. And I'm going to go ahead, I like putting mine up for as close to 42,000 as possible for things like this. Retainers also come from have a certain home base. If I bring up my retainer menu again, you can see that all of my retainers actually are from a different town. There are different tax rates for different towns during different weeks. So we're going to view the market tax rates right now. Now, as you can see, you have 3 at normal, 2 at reduced. Say I wanted to sell some really expensive items. I would want to sell them in the reduced because it's either half or 0. So as you can see right now, taxes sold on items in the Ishgard market are reduced to 0 until the 13th, which is next weekend. For a normal tax rate, the tax rate is 5%. So all the items sold on there will be taxed at 5%, which means that when the item sells, I will get 5% less than what I put it up there for. However, there's another thing that is very important for people when buying items. Let's go to an expensive item here. This is the level 70 axe. You can see the retainers and where they're located at. And this is extremely important. For right now, the tax rates only count against the person who's selling. The person who buys them has a different kind of tax. And so if I clicked on this one, it would ask me, do I want to purchase this axe for its amount? And I can choose yes or no. Now, if I go to one that's in a different area, so this one is in Gridania, and it says, oh, I want to purchase this with a fee. And what this fee is a delivery fee. If you're buying expensive items, you definitely want to save as much gil as possible. So it costs 20,000 to 21,000 extra gil to buy this. Whereas if I just teleported, now we're here at the new Gridania Market Board, and we will go back to our axe that we were looking at, and we will click on the same one that is from Gridania. And now, as you can see, the price for the fee is gone, because we are in the place where the item is being sold. So having your retainers stationed in different areas is a halfway decent thing to do. Now, as far as retainers go, I do have a video on retainers, which I'll link after this video. And so if you want to learn a little bit more specifics about retainers, you can go there. And it gets in depth a little bit about how to level up certain retainers and some of the better strategies to use to send them on ventures and where to get some of the venture coins. The other thing retainers have is you can see their sale history. Now, the sale history will give you the dates and times of each of the items that you sold, and it should do the last 20 that you sold as well. I sell stuff on a semi-regular basis and make a decent amount of gil. So this has been a quick review and a small in-depth guide of the market board in general. Now, I want to remind you guys, I really appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the likes, all the subscribes. I'm so happy that I'm able to help you improve your gaming experience. And if you need any help, just let me know down in the comments below if there's any videos you would like to look, that you wish you could find or look for, and I will either make you a personal one or help you find it myself. Thanks so much for watching me, Nashi, the Conservative Gamer. You guys have a good one. Peace.